whatever the fuck it wants.
The heart is blind, and you follow the heart. It must be blind and
Come sit and wonder with
confused because it keeps
soft-spoken
on making
tones.
me chase after you.
Gather and listen. We're here and alone. Think with your heart and imagine what be. But do not look beyond what your mind cannot see.
This is awesome.
Feel your mind think of just how you feel. If you think that you feel, then life can seem real. Think not to live, for life is just a thought. Fear not to die, for death just the start. You can hope on a dream, and you can dream just a hope. Passing through time is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Time moves quick, so you feel like a dunce. You're lost and you're found here all at once. I'm trying to show you. This is experiencing life like a sponge, absorbing everything of it that I can, holding on to nothing because I'm full of holes anyway.
Holes.
But I'm filtering out the finer things. They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But he got stung, so his eyes are swollen shut.
Oh.
Beauty isn't what he saw. Beauty is what he shared. But it wasn't him. It was the bees. Not even them. It was the pollen and the leaves. For he did not take care of the bees because he wanted their honey. He did not take care of them to take care of the forest and the flowers, neither. For him, it was that no one else was. So someone should, that he could care if it was neither. If nobody does what anybody could have, and everybody knows that somebody should have, but nobody does it when anybody can, that's when you're in the hell on earth, living with man. People who stand aside and do nothing, they say they love you, but they don't try to even grow. You said love. I got a friend who'd say legs open very easily. And that's his proper right define of love. And through the years, he's proven me that his love is loved. I say it's lust.
Intimacy in a physical body.
Internalized mate. Philosophically, that's intimacy. You can contemplate that, it's not real. There are spirit bonds. But that doesn't mean that you love. It's like you can't choose your mother. Your father did. But you're not, people go, I come from my mother. No, your father came. You come from your father's seed through your mother's soil into God's life. But God gave it to you, so it's yours.
What I remember is being a ball of white light, and then I went into the pineal gland of this baby inside of my mother, and then I astral projected and just observe my environment, and then I could see my baby shower, and she was wearing a blue long shirt, and I did see more memories through her. I saw that her and my daddy went to some kind of festival or fair or something. They were both wearing the same red shirt. And then I could see my mom when she was little. She said she stopped sucking her thumb at a certain age, but she really secretly stopped sucking her thumb until she was like 10 years old or something like that. in this dream-weaving vision.
Sorry,
so that was so interesting.
sarcastically, but with all truth, your mother didn't stop sucking her thumb until she realized that there were sticks to suck.
Okay, well, she doesn't do that. But anyways,
Just joking.
she's very virgin and all that good stuff, which is interesting.
Sarcastically.
No, that is a funny thing. Yeah. Yeah. But it's interesting. My mom was a virgin before she got married. Hell yeah. And then well, anyways, I was a ball light and I was going through a tunnel, like it was like this installation looking colors, like you know, the ugly pink shits and stuff like that. But maybe it was the walls of my mom, who knows? Who knows? But I was going through a tunnel and then like a conveyor belt, I couldn't choose it. It was choosing me. I don't know. I was just floating into the pineal gland of the head, which is interesting because like the Egyptians say, the pineal gland is the seat of the soul after 49 days. And then the doctors say after 49 days, your pineal gland is fully developed. So click, 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 click. Interesting.
31 years. There's 33 floors, birth and death. There's 31 steps, 31 elevations in your spine. You have 33.
Either it is 30 something or 40 something. I don't remember.
You have 33 vertebrae in the spine that lead from the tailbone all the way to your cornea, where your cerebral cortex has a wireless there's no physical connection, just the spirit of static energy passing through your brain and your bone. So it goes from a body of water to a solid iron core element, which is your iron in your bone, calcium iron, calcified. That's why it's called calcification, is how we measure age. Your skin is calcium protein that disintegrates, withers. The more disintegrated, the older it is, like a tree with bark. If I could cut your bone open, it would do the same thing a tree does. Tell me how many years you walked the earth.
Oh, yeah? Well, that's interesting.
At the density of itself and how much bone marrow is left. I did an experiment with my son and my daughter, and I believe it's why you keep envisioning her with like brighter, blonder hair. She is instilled with a wisdom that I tested. They always cut the umbilical cord when a baby's born. However, every other mammal that is born with a land-bearing parent, the placenta stays attached. Dolphins and whales bite it off, but it's because it drowns the baby, because it makes them sink. They can't swim. They bite their own placental sac. Horses, pigs, everything else. Chickens are born in their embryonic sac. They absorb the entire thing. It dries up. They run around with it on the ground until it shrivels and falls off. My son, we cut the umbilical cord. I took her placenta home, frozen. I ground it up, made protein mash, fed it to him in a bottle.
Awesome.
To try to get him to reabsorb his own O cells and positive, the T cells that are inside the baby's umbilical cord. They're these.
That is such a good idea.
My daughter, I demanded pediatric isolation and petrification of the placenta, meaning my daughter is now my possession once she's born, and if you touch her beyond anything, I'm going to sue you. Leave her in the in vitro case, wrapped, cleaned, with the placenta attached. Let it dry, let it soak up, abnormal, absorb. My son is autistic, tested and proven now. I'm a late, undiagnosed, untreated, self-coping autistic myself. My whole life I have been. I've tried taking medicine, it doesn't work. I do drugs, I feel great, but I split. I have like multi-personality split disorders from trying to create coping mechanisms of emotional states of sense. I create emotional positions of understanding, and I look at myself through those different perspectives of how I could see myself feel. Truthfully, I have sensory overload from the rest of the existence around me and me absorbing it.
Yeah, like too much light is annoying to me too. I like it all dark because it's much more relaxing. Plus, it induces some kind of dopamine or something in your head or something, serotonin or something, whenever it gets dark at nighttime, and then you get more relaxed. So you want to be alive and stay up instead of be all nerve-wracked, all like, oh my God, oversensory load of bright light and annoying crap. Dim lights are better, whatever.
Dopamine is considered the drug of euphoria. It is the explosion of life. It happens when you're born. You can't feel anything. Your body is squeezed through a pinhole. A woman dilates to 9-10 centimeters. That's like taking this and going like that. Yeah. And the skin and everything stretches to the size of a fucking crown. And you're birthed. Dopamine floods the baby's brain so they can't feel themselves being contorted, skull and everything.
Right.
Then when you...
Because it bends the bones of the skull because they're so flexible. And
I watched my son be born. That shit came out like a fucking straw spitting goo until like it blew a balloon and his head popped. Like, you could see the doctor wiggled, like grabbed his ears on either side and wiggled, and his head, a little bit of air popped his head. His skull was caved like a V, and like sucked up to the surface of itself.
So interesting.
But it's like, Ezekiel means of the Lord.
Yes.
It's a holy name, and of no reason whatsoever I couldn't find a name. I opened the Bible.
It's a perfect name.
Chose a chapter.
And the four-faced being I just mentioned was all about that. Hell yes, that I've seen in real life.
And I put my own mark of McKinley. My name's McKinley. My father's name is McKinley. His great father's name is McKinley. I'm McKinley the fourth. And I didn't pass that on to my son. But I gave him the names of the Lord and of my essence. His footprint is tattooed on me by his mother. And this is just a witch. This is a witch's mark. He took me. He took my spirit, my love, my care, my compassion, my feelings. They're gone. My son is going to be the better, more blessed version of me. God forbid he pass away. God forbid he's burdened by life more than I. But my hope is to bless him with what I lacked, which is just discipline and guidance. I didn't have either one. My daughter, she's the beauty I can't fathom. I can't think of her. She is my essence. My son is my being, like physically, he's carbon copy dated, my seed will go on.
Yeah.
But he is himself. My daughter is the female version of me. Carbon copy X over Y into a girl.
Oh.
Her name is Zayanya.
Wow. Super original.
It's Aztec, native, and it means forever and always.
Mm-hmm.
She is my essence. I give her my life, my love. I give her everything. He took it. He's a thief. She's a guest. And I raised them like that. So gentle, corrective, but undisciplined with my daughter. Only thing I would do is spank her for something I'd spank my son for. That's it. Treat him fair like that, but gentle. She's silent. But when she speaks, God spoke to me through my 2-year-old daughter and laughed. And then went right back to giggling like a baby, like she didn't know what she said. 2 years old. Mind you, she's the one that absorbed her whole placenta. Very smart. Sits in silence. Doesn't like to play aggressively, just likes to watch. My son and his cousins are going crazy, having a great time. My daughter comes over to me and goes, Daddy, I don't want to play trampoline. It's too tight. And she grabs her diaper. She's wearing a pair of shorts beneath her skirt, little shirt. Her shorts were too tight and it was irritating her. She took them off and she's like, I'm going to jump in something loose. It can't, no tight. You're damn, like you're almost 3. You're almost 3. Your brother didn't talk till he was 4. And that was more of a clear and conscious sentence than my son can reiterate at 4, turning 5. My son is an emotional roller coaster. And my daughter is a mental fucking monster. She just skipped pre-K. She's going right to kindergarten.
Is she a Libra, Scorpio? What's her sign?
She's a Scorpio.
That's what I thought. Was she born in October?
November.
The November was stronger, Jay. Awesome. Yeah. Hell yeah, that's what I thought. Isn't that crazy? Awesomeness, grooviness. And that's the story of That's the Glory of Love.